everybody, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to take a look at this brand new 2020 Lamborghini Huracan EVO. This is the second generation Huracan, so many new features inside and out, and this one is an amazing spec. Huge thank you to Lamborghini Charlotte. They're providing this car for today's video. I'll have the link to their website down in the description below. Definitely check them out. They have a huge selection of brand new Lamborghinis, as well as an amazing selection of pre-owned supercars. So with all that said, let's check out the new EVO. And the model that we're looking at today is finished off in Grigio Artis and has an MSRP of $321,000. At the heart of the Huracan EVO, this is powered by a 5.2 liter naturally aspirated 10-cylinder engine that cranks out 630 horsepower and 442 pound-feet of torque. The engine is only paired to a 7-speed dual-clutch transmission and sends the power to all four wheels, and with a curb weight around 3,400 pounds, you can expect 0 to 60 come in at 2.5 seconds, with a top speed around 200 miles an hour. The overall length is 177 inches with a wheelbase of 103.1 inches. We get a height of 45.8 and a width of 76.1 inches. The chassis of the vehicle is constructed of carbon fiber as well as aluminum. This features carbon ceramic disc brakes in all four corners. We have 6 piston brake calipers up front with 380mm rotors and 4 piston calipers in the rear with 356mm rotors. To help the EVO handle even better than the previous generation Huracan, this features Lamborghini's all-wheel steering that effectively shortens the wheelbase in slow speed settings while lengthening the wheelbase in high speed settings. The wheels will turn in opposite directions in slow speeds and the same direction in the high speeds. While the new EVO isn't a brand new car comparing it to the previous generation Huracan, the design is a natural evolution from the previous generation just to give it the next step up. The new aerodynamics not only look much more sharp and aggressive, but also creates much more downforce than before. The new front bumper has a much more aggressive design than before. We have many openings to channel as much air into the vehicle as possible to allow maximum cooling to the radiators, as well as allow maximum airflow throughout the front bumper. There's a channel cutout in the front splitter to allow more airflow, and then on each side of the bumper there's more cutouts to allow air to go into the bumper and out around the front wheels. This car also features 4 parking sensors up front. It has LED daytime running lights with dual projector beam headlights. You can see more sharp lines within the top portion of the front bumper with your Lamborghini badge, 2 contours in the hood to help give it a more aggressive appearance, and the overall front end flows together very nicely. It's extremely aggressive looking, very wedge shaped. It cuts down very low as you get to the front portion of the bumper, and you can see how the whole front end of the car flows very nicely from the front end all the way above the windshield. As we make our way to the side profile of the car, you can get that classic Lamborghini design. The mid-engine design just gives it a very proportional look to it. It has that classic supercar look to it. We get the blue brake calipers within the carbon ceramic disc brakes. The matte finish on the wheels goes very nicely with the matte paint color all around. The side mirrors have an aggressive look to them with more points and angles, very nicely carrying the theme within the car. You get a body line on the top portion of the door that flows from the front fenders all the way to the rear end of the vehicle, even ties in with the roof panel. The lower side skirts have functional intake vents to allow even more cooling to more coolers within the car. We get the Huracan EVO badge, and then all that flowing to the rear end of the car. We get a great design overall. You can see that sharp line in the top portion of the rear fenders flow to the rear end of the car. We get LED rear taillights. More aggressive lines all throughout the rear bumper, 4 more parking sensors, your rear view backup camera, center mounted exhaust just like with the Huracan Performante. We have a ton of mesh back here to allow maximum heat extraction for the rear end of the car. You even do get a great look at the exhaust system through the mesh. There's a massive lower diffuser finished off in gloss black, help giving the rear end an aggressive look. The third brake light is located above the Lamborghini badge, and then comparing it to the previous Huracan, this now has a fixed spoiler in the back to allow even more downforce than before. And then finishing up with the exterior of the car, this has a satin black engine cover, and then you can see the V10 logo as well as the Italian flag colors and the firing order on the back. So there's a good look at the exterior of the Lamborghini Huracan EVO along with some of the specifications to it. What do you guys think of the new design? I really like the overall looks to it. When we look at the rear end, the center exit exhaust, just like the Performante, just gives it a crazy look to it. I love the new spoiler to it. Just the overall design of it just makes it so aggressive. I like the air vents on the side here. And then as we make our way back to the front end, the new front bumper, I've always loved how Lamborghini's second generation cars, they just have so much more aggression to them. It's just got so many angles to it, so many different vents in it, and just so many ways air can flow around the car to maximize downforce and to make it look super aggressive. So now taking the key fob, just hitting the unlock button, the door handles will automatically pop open. And with them open, we can now take a great look at the interior. The interior of this car is finished off with black leather. We have a lot of blue accents all throughout, as well as the carbon skin package. If we start with the door panel, you can see all the black leather all throughout it. We get blue stitching and blue piping along the armrest portion of it. You can see that carbon skin coloring right here, kind of got a carbon fiber weave to it. Has a really nice look to it. We even get more blue stitching all around. We have the aluminum grab handle right here with more hexagonal shapes. You'll find that all throughout the car. More hexagon shapes around the mirror controls. Your lock and unlock, part of your speakers on the top and lower portion. We get a little bit of storage down below, even finished with leather on the interior. Then as we make our way inside the car, we have Huracan along the door sill. You can get a great look at the bolstering along the black leather seating. We have more blue stitching and blue accents in the centers of the seats. Really nice look to the seats with aggressive bolsters, but still very comfortable. We have Lamborghini embroidered up top. The blue accents have a fantastic look for the interior of this car. And then making our way to the steering wheel, this is a flat bottom design. We have piano black as well as black leather and more blue stitching throughout. And then now inside the car, flipping up the red panel in the center with my foot on the brake, we can go ahead and start it up. And now with only the electronics on, we can get a great look at the digital instrument cluster. We have the center mounted tach as well as your gear and speedometer. We have temperatures over on the left side as well as your fuel on the right. If we toggle between different driving modes, we have Strada, Sport, and then Corsa. Strada is your normal street driving mode. This is the default that the car is going to start up in. Going down into Sport is of course a little bit more aggressive. You can see how things turn yellow, just a little bit more aggressive. And then as we click our way down into Corsa, this is the full-on race mode. We have the full center tach that fills up the entire screen with a huge gear in the center as well. Taking a look at the steering wheel, we have your turn signals located on the left side. Just tapping it over and then clicking it is how you operate it. You have your high beam flash button over on the left. We have all your wiper controls over on the right side as well as cruise control settings. And then toggling this button over here, it'll change different information within the center screen. You can just tap this. We have your TPMS over on the left side changing, consumption on the right changing. And then behind the steering wheel are the steering column mounted paddle shifters. They're very large, really nice feeling in the hands. They have a nice edge to them so you can get some good grip on them. They are finished off in aluminum. We have all of your headlight controls over on the left side here, all in nice aluminum toggles. You can change the dimming for the gauges as well. We have more blue stitching, one of the air vents. More black leather along the top of the dash with the blue stitching. You can even see that carbon design piece on the front of the dash. We have two center air vents. Blue stitching runs throughout the entire dash. We even get more hexagonal designs to it with your Lamborghini badge. Taking a look at the center, this is much different than the previous generation Huracan. We do have similar toggles in the center. Your window switches are on the far left, just toggling them up and down to make the windows go up and down. And then we get your front end lift button right here. Just pulling this back, the whole vehicle will raise. It even comes up on the center screen. When the engine is running, it'll raise and lower. We have your ESC off, parking sensors on and off. This does have the engine start stop feature, and then your other window control, and then hazards are in the center. This center screen here is brand new for the EVO. Really nice. This controls the entire vehicle. If we just go into the main screen here, we can control all the lighting and a lot of the vehicle settings, your parking assist. And then just going back now, we can change through your media, change your radio station if you have anything connected to it, your telephone, all that type of information. We can go into different settings within the car. This is your home button down here. We can see how many different things you have. You have your navigation as well, comes up on the center. And then if we go up top for your climate control, you can see how everything's set up. Very easy to use to change where you want the airflow, changing the temperature as well as changing the fan speed. Then you have your recirc button, defrosters on the top, and then an auto button as well. Both front seats are heated as well with 3 different settings. And then going back to our main menu screen, I really like the new design to this. Super easy to use, much better than just the buttons. And then as we get down low, we have your start-stop button as well. You don't always have to flip this open to start and stop the vehicle. There is a cutout, which is a great touch. To put it in reverse with your foot on the brake, you just pull this lever all the way back. You have your park button as well as your manual button, and then your automatic parking brake. This does feature a little bit of a center armrest finished off in that carbon fiber design. A little bit of storage down here with a 12 volt as well as 2 USBs. You can get a great look at the blue stitching along the seats and the door panels. Flows very nicely. And then to take a look at the glove box, you actually do get a pretty good amount of space in here. You can fit some phones and wallets. And we can get a great look at the overall interior, how everything's laid out. This car does have a full black leather headliner, which is a beautiful touch to it. More leather as we get to the front. All of your dome light controls as well as the garage door opener. And then the sun visors have black stitching or finished off in black leather. Now this car also features Lamborghini telemetry package, which features this camera right here. It'll actually record in performance driving circumstances, which is a great feature. We'll go ahead and start the vehicle up again. And now with the engine running, I'll show you how to use all the different gears. With your foot on the brake, you just pull the right paddle. That'll put you into first gear automatic. It'll shift like a normal car. And then if we toggle the M button down here, that'll go between manual mode and automatic. With the A disappeared, now we're in manual, and then back into automatic mode. If we toggle down into sport mode, you can see that everything changes, and you will notice the exhaust has changed a little bit as well. And then if we go ahead and put the car back into park, that puts me into neutral where I can rev the engine a little bit. So in sport mode now, you can hear those pops and bangs within the exhaust, and the accelerator is very touchy. Just giving it a little bit of gas revs very, very quickly. And then if we put it into Corsa mode, you'll see it change into the full tack. The engine's now idling at a higher speed as well. Even more bangs on it. You can definitely tell, even just in neutral here, the whole car changes a lot as you go to different modes. Car toned down just a little bit, and now it toned down a lot, so that's very cool. But you can see how the overall dash changes. Very nicely designed. And then when we put the car into reverse, just foot on the brake, pull this all the way back. We get your backup camera in the center with guidelines. As you turn your steering wheel, the guidelines change as well. And then on the center screen here, we have all your parking sensors that come up. And I really like how even within the LCD screen that is the Huracan EVO, you can see the center mounted exhaust, which is a great feature to it. Tapping this button, that turns the parking sensors on and off. And then just making sure I'm back into park, we can go ahead and shut it off. There is also some storage space down below here. You can fit a phone and a few other smaller items. There is a little bit of a lip down here so you can fit a phone safely. We have aluminum pedals, then the floor mats even have some blue stitching on them as well. So what do you guys think so far with the Lamborghini Huracan EVO? Now I drove the normal Huracan last year, I believe it was a 2015, very fun to drive, but sitting in here, the seat is actually really comfortable. I can get it into a comfortable position. The view out is so aggressive. I love these Lamborghinis, how low the roofs are and just how they're designed. When you're inside the car, you can tell that you're in something very special and very aggressive. Just to take a look at the general visibility within the car. Now this does have a banner on it right now, but you can see how it's very narrow looking through it. Super aggressive. I do like these front windows here. That helps with frontward visibility. These side view mirrors give you a great look at what's behind you, and you can even see the vents on the side of the car. But really good view out overall. Front and side view visibility. The windows in the back actually do a great job as well. This does not have a transparent engine cover, so it's a little limited back here, but you do have pretty good visibility overall for what kind of car it is, and if you do adjust your mirrors properly, visibility really isn't too bad. When I drove the 2015 last year, I didn't really have too many issues with visibility. Only thing you're going to notice with the lower roofline, you might have to look up a little bit to see the traffic lights, but overall, as the driver, you can see just how cool of a look you have in this car. I love the overall design to it, especially with the screen in the center. It's much more up-to-date than the previous generations. Very easy to adjust all your climate controls. It's very intuitive. It's exactly the way you would expect it to work. I like how you can change so many parameters within the car. The AC controls, straightforward, exactly what you're going to want. And then another view from the passenger side. If these aren't popped out, you can also just push this and pull it, open the door right up. You can get another great view at the interior, all of the black leather and blue accents. I really love all the blue accents to it. Then you have all your power controls over on the sides of the seat. The leather quality is absolutely amazing, as you would expect for a Lamborghini. And then there is a handle back here. You can just pull this up and the front seats will fold down. You do have a nice shelf back here, so you can fit some luggage back here. A few slimmer suitcases could fit back here pretty nicely. And then as we make our way to the front end of the car, there is a button on the inside to open up the boot lid as well as the engine cover, but you can also press this button, opens right up. There should be a latch right in the center. Just pull that up to take a look at the cargo space. Looks like we have a car cover of some sort in the front right now, but taking this out, we do have a pretty good amount of space. It is a little bit smaller being an all-wheel drive car, but you can fit maybe a backpack and then another smaller piece of luggage in here. We also have two pieces over on the right with Huracan. If we open these up to see what we have in here, we have the classic white Lamborghini leather gloves, which is a really cool touch. And then your tow hook and some tire changing accessories going into this one right here. Looks like we have more tire changing and some toolkits as well. And with this piece back in here, we even have a Huracan EVO badge on it, which is a great touch. Then closing up the front boot lid, just close it down, give it a firm push in the center to lock it in place. But overall storage space for being what kind of car it is, not too bad. It's similar to my brother's Audi R8, which you can fit quite a lot of things in here. Then one last look as we open up the driver's side door. You can see with that seat open, we'll go ahead and fold down this seat as well. So pretty good space overall for the layout of the vehicle. Well guys, that is about gonna wrap up taking a look at the Lamborghini Huracan EVO, the new generation for the Huracan. Once again, huge thank you to Lamborghini Charlotte. These guys are providing this car for today's video, so definitely shout out to them. Check out their website, they have a huge selection of all the new Lamborghinis. Mike's even filming the Urus right now. But anyway guys, that is it for today's video. Comment down below, what do you guys think of the new EVO? I think it's an amazing car. Anyway, give the video a huge thumbs up, smash the subscribe button. See you guys next video.